Hey guys, it's Carson. So this is my video on how you can learn how to edit like me. So here we go. So when it comes to editing, you want to figure out what media you're going to use first. So I've already imported all of my media, so this is what I'm doing right now. And then I want to figure out what I'm going to put in first is like my intro video. So I tend to record a video that sorry, I'm yawning. It's late. So I tend to choose a video that, I've already created my intro for. So I put that down and then you have to like skim through your video and figure out where it needs to come in. I always tend to try to make sure that I don't show my face like in an ugly face. Like that right there, that's ugly. But I try to make it where I don't have a super ugly face, and then you're gonna split it. So you'll right click and then click split, and then it'll cut that down, and then you can, from there you can piece your things together. So I right click right here and I split clip, and then right here I delete that because I didn't want that. So normally in my videos I try to do this thing where it goes from like one thing to the next and it blurs while it puts in my title. I started that in my Hey It's Carsen, Carson's Car Talk series. So that's what I'm doing now. So I went to titles and I went to pull focus. And I always try to do it like right before the last one, like the last video ends. So that way it kind of transitions through the next video, if that makes sense. So as you can tell here, I start to struggle a little bit on what I'm trying to type. So I just went and did I can't make up my mind. So yeah. And I always put you know, my channel name on there. And also you want to figure out like what font goes good with your channel's aesthetic. And I choose to make mine in Courier New. And I always don't put the outline on mine because I don't like the way it looks. It looks cleaner to me without the outline. Okay, and here obviously you guys can't hear this video, but as you can tell down here at the bottom, it does have audio. So I always detach the audio during my title, and then I delete that so that way you don't hear the background noise in that video. And so here I'm just trying to figure out what music I want in my background. So it takes me a little bit, but I get to it. Okay, and so right here I found my, my audio. Now I'm just trying to figure out if I like the way that it goes through from the transition to the title. And so normally, because I'm obviously going to have footage after this title, so I want to put some type of transition at the end. And so I didn't necessarily need all that footage, so I split it. And so now I'm going to go ahead and put in that transition. And if you do the cross blur, since I have the pull focus and it blurs out, I always do like the cross blur so that way it still blurs out and it goes to the next footage. Okay, so what I'm doing now is, now that I've gotten more footage to put in, I'm trying to figure out how much of this footage I actually want to insert into my video. Because when making a video, you really want to keep an eye on your duration of your video, because most viewers only want to watch a video that's about 3 to 5 minutes. And so if you keep it within that range, you can keep your watch time up, which increases views and all the things that you want on your YouTube channel. And again, here you can see me clipping that video because you really, really, really want to get the excess out of things that you don't need. Okay, and so here, this video, honestly, I don't know why I took it, but I always insert dumb stuff into my videos, which is just one of those things that I tend to do. It's just, a part of my videos. So if you have the thing that you always tend to do in your videos, you can go ahead and try to insert that, incorporate it anywhere in your video. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to determine which parts I want in there for, me to insert that stupid clip. Okay, so now that I've gone through and made sure that I liked everything, so you see how my video is kind of like odd, it has the black lines on the side. You can go and you can click on this little like crop looking thing right here, and it'll tell you where you can go, and you can rotate over here on the left or the right actually, and it'll fit it back to the way that your video is supposed to be. It's not aesthetically pleasing to look at when you have those big black lines on the side. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I really didn't like how long that video was, and so you can go to the speed and you can make it faster right here, and it'll basically like cut it in half. And I tend to do that on videos that I want to insert that aren't necessary to like see the whole thing, but I still want them there. So I did that, and I sped it up, cut it in half by just doing the speed. So okay, so what I'm doing now is I thought about taking what the sound that I did earlier in my video and putting it on here, but I really didn't like the way that it sounded. You can do this in some of your videos if, you know, like your video is pretty much, oh my gosh. If your video is pretty much the same all the way through, so here I am again, like trying to figure out what I want to put. So that takes me a bit, so I'm going to cut through. So I found the sound that I wanted. I put it in the spot where I have no sound going, and this right here makes it where, you know, it flows through it with your video. It's really, you just gotta have an eye for where you think that the sound should go. So if you don't want your voice to be there, try to put something there. You don't want your viewers to just be sitting in quiet. So if you look right here, you see that I take this little thingy and I drag it towards the end. This makes it where the sound gradually goes out when it gets closer to the end of that clip. Okay, so now that I've gotten all my footage, I already have my outro already made, so that way I can just click on it and add it, and it'll automatically be in there. So maybe one day I can show you guys on how I made my intro, my outro, or I showed you how I made my intro, but how I made my outro. But I just really, it's all about making things simpler when you have to do things so many times. So I made my outro, and now I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want the sound from the beginning for my intro and the end, or if I want to do what I put later in my video. And I decided to put what was later in my video. It really just depends on which sound you like the most with how your video ended. And again, as you see, I did the little thing where you drag it and it makes the sound fade out. But yeah, so there we go. Oh yeah, and so also at the very end of my video, I always add a transition from my last like clip to my like my outro, where it goes from where it fades to black, so that way, you know, it doesn't go like bam into my outro. So yeah. Alright guys, so that's my video. If you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, you know, like if this was helpful, and if it wasn't helpful, you know, hit me up with those questions so that way I can answer those questions for you guys, and we can, you know, make the YouTube community better. Alright guys, and so I'll see you next time, and as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Shady Bunch family, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.